Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing a video that's kind of a small issue, but has the potential to be a big issue, and it has definitely been a big issue in the past, at least in the last about 30 years of American firearms ownership. So basically, many of you guys know I am an FFL. I also have my SOT, Special Occupational Tax License, and because of that, I tend to run in a circle with a lot of folks who import firearms into America. And the long story short, how do you import a firearm into America? Well, basically, you submit a Form 6, which is for firearms or ammunition to be imported. The ATF either approves or disapproves it based on a ton of different criteria, depending on what you're trying to import. That is a rabbit hole I'm not going to go down to more than I need to for today's video. But basically, several of my friends who have been importing firearms have been trying to import a specific model over the last 6 to 8 months, which has been imported previously, and they were getting just told no, but weren't told why. And that changed as of yesterday. So my friend Sean, who is over at Texas Machine Gun Ordnance, their website is here on your screen. Sean and I, just full disclosure, served together in the Army, but that's not really relevant to what we're talking about today. Regardless, Sean did get this letter in, and he let me see it and said that I could talk about it. So that's what we're doing today. So this is the first actual response I've seen from the ATF, period, about these firearms. So basically, it pertains to HK MR223 A3 variants. So I would have to assume it would be for all the variants. But in this particular case, they just say MR223. They leave off the A3, but the A3 is what was requested. So it goes on to say, this is in reference to your submitted ATF Form 6 application, blah, regarding the importation of the MR223 pistol, purportedly manufactured by HK in Germany. Based on information ATF recently received, the letters from the Firearms Technologies Industry Support Branch approving the importation of this firearm have been revoked, pending resubmission of the firearm with accurate information. That's key here in a second. You'll see why. As you are aware, the GCA, Gun Control Act, Section 922, generally makes it unlawful for any person to knowingly import or bring into the United States or possession thereof any firearm or ammunition except as provided in Section 925D. The applicable exception under 925D3 provides that the Attorney General, Merrick Garland in this case, shall authorize a firearm for importation into the United States if it is, in relevant part, quote unquote, generally recognized as particularly suitable for or readily adaptable to sporting purposes. So what they're referencing there, like I said earlier, this has been kind of played with by the ATF for the last 20 or 30 years. And really the only things they've been approving on a large scale are shotguns, like pump shotguns, as well as lever action guns. So they've said that those are readily available, are readily adaptable to sporting purposes. Other things have been excluded, things like the MR223, historically speaking. Now, the MR223 has been imported for a couple of years now, straight from Germany, in its factory configuration, just with some things removed from it, which we'll get into here in just a second. So going on to say, it just says what it says, and then it says, the key part, ATF has learned, HK representatives have confirmed that HK Germany does not manufacture a model MR223 pistol, and that the model MR223 is only produced as a rifle by HK Germany. Therefore, the application you provided to the ATF was inaccurate. I haven't seen the application that was submitted, but I would imagine that that's absolutely not true. It was probably very accurate. And what they're doing is they're interpreting whatever is trying to be imported here as a violation of one of two things, either the section that we just read about or the section that deals with 922R compliance. So what do I mean by that? Well, the MR223, all the ones that are in America right now, to the best of my knowledge, have come in 3 different configurations, one being 11-inch barrels, 14.5-inch barrels, and then 16-inch barrels. So for the 11-inch barrel and the 14.5-inch barrel, then 922R compliance, which is a set number of parts that have to be on a firearm that are US made in order for it to be imported, doesn't apply because it would be a pistol. And for that case, pistols don't fall under 922R, which is why you see firearms like Dracos, which are like AK variants that are made in Romania, they're able to come in because, again, they don't fall under 922R. But if you make them a rifle, i.e. you submit the form to add a stock to it, then at that point, supposedly, you're supposed to make it 922R compliant and add a certain number of parts to make it a US made item. Now, for this particular case, what I just mentioned there is that the majority of what's been coming into the country has been the 14.5 and the 11s. If I had to guess, just looking from what I've seen for sale, probably about 10% of what's come into the country so far has been 16-inch variants, or 16.5 to be more specific. And those wouldn't be subject to 922R because as you import a firearm into America, there's no definition on how big a pistol has to be. Like there's no set barrel length. But if you bring it in with certain features that keep it as a pistol, like i.e. it doesn't have a stock, things like that, then it remains a pistol for importation purposes. My guess is the ATF looked at this and saw what was happening and that these firearms were coming in, and that since they're scary looking and they look, you know, like the HK416, then they just had to stop them from coming in. Now, I should mention that as of when I'm recording this, these firearms are not super popular. Like right now, they're selling for anywhere from $8,000 up to $12,000, depending on the variant that's per individual firearm. After this video, I'm sure that number is going to blow up. But regardless, they're not super popular. So these aren't like in the streets or things like that, or in criminals' hands in wide use or anything like that. So there's no threat to anyone. Obviously, it's just that the ATF's looking for another source to choke off, as they have done many, many, many times, just through fiat. Because I was talking to somebody earlier about this, and they said, does the ATF have the ability to do that? And I said, yeah. And they said, do they have the lawful right to do that? I said, no. So that's kind of the state of the world that we live in right now. They're claiming through fiat that they have the authority to do so and ban these firearms from coming into America in the foreseeable future, probably forever. In every case that a similar thing like this has happened, it's never been reinstituted for importation. That is, to the best of my knowledge, it has never happened. So very likely the MR223s that are in the country are the only ones that will ever be in America, unless we have a serious reform to our federal bureaucracy, which who knows, may or may not happen. So what does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of folks. Again, like I said, there's not a lot of these out there, and there's not really a big market for them. Now, as it pertains to the HK 556s that have US parts made on them, I don't know how that will impact it at all. I can't say. I don't know the details of what parts are made in USA, what parts are made in Germany, how that affects points, all of those things. I have no idea what with HK USA. It's not an area of my expertise. If you guys know, definitely let us know down below in the comments section. But one thing it does, every time this happens, it seems like it happens in batches. So again, this has happened numerous times over the last 30 years. So very likely right now, the ATF is looking at all the different imports that are coming into the country, and they're looking to pick off which ones they can just start banning, which of course just leads to less options in America, which of course just leads to higher prices, which of course just hurts the American gun owner who wants to defend their family as they see fit. So with that, honestly, guys, that's really all I have for you. If we have any updates, we'll post that information down below for you guys to check out. But like I said, it's a small issue, but it could be a large issue going forward. So that is it. If you guys like this type of video, we do, unfortunately, a lot of ATF update videos around here because they tend to do crazy stuff all the time. And definitely subscribe. If you've done that, hit the notification bell. If you've done both of those, double check that you're subscribed, because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people for some reason. Additionally, if you've done both of those and you're not seeing 8 videos a month or 2 to 4 a week here on the channel, make sure you sign up for my email at the website here on your screen. This email goes out once a month, and it has all of the videos since the previous month's email. So that way there's no big tech giant censoring your eyes from my content, because it goes straight from me to you. And then if things like this, obviously not this particular example, but guns, ammo, magazines, optics, etc. go on sale, you can sign up for my daily deals email at the website here on your screen. This email goes out every day, pretty much, and it has all, rather 6 or 7 of the best deals that we find around the internet. And if it's in that email, it's the best price I know of anywhere on the internet on that particular day. So it saves you guys some time, because I've already done the price comparisons for you, and also saves you some money. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Share this video everywhere. Let people know what's going on. I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.